West is where the storm is located, moving ever so slowly. We're talking about 6-7 miles an hour. And of course, that's why, oftentimes with these storms, we expect them to move through quickly, and then it's over with. We can get back to cleaning up and getting on with our lives. Unfortunately, because the storm is so slow moving right now, you're hearing a lot of information repeated because it's essential that you're prepared for this, because the arrival of the storm is now coming. The storm is turning towards the northwest. It is moving slowly, but it is now beginning to make its advance towards southwestern Florida. So you need to be prepared as the storm begins to move into this region and conditions worsen, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So if we take a look here at the current radar image, you're going to be seeing what's happening with the storm. You can see the intense rainfall around the eye of the storm. That's showing up nicely on the radar image here. There we go. You can see the center of circulation there. That is the eye of the storm. Of course, the most dangerous winds are found at the eye. And then outside of that, though, you can see the sweeping bands of rain, really the intense rainfall picking up for areas like Key West right now. And then that extends northward as well. Wanted to mention that the distance out from Key West at this point in time was on the order of about 50 miles. It is moving very, very slowly towards the northwest. And we're going to be talking about now, on the order of about 54 miles. There we go. We will be talking about Irma for the next couple of days. We are not going anywhere. We're going to be here 24/7 for you to keep you updated on the latest. Of course, the latest that I can provide for you is the fact that the track has changed slightly, as well as the intensity of the storm. We are not in the clear with this, though. The storm is going to be a Category 3. Wind shear at the upper levels was going to help the hurricane to remain Category 3 and not intensify to Category 4 as it begins to make its approach. So when will we see this? Well, of course, we're already starting to see the tropical winds develop for southwestern Florida. But then as we get through tomorrow afternoon, we're talking about mid-afternoon, the storm begins to pass by areas like Naples and then Fort Myers. As we get towards the latter part of the afternoon into the early evening hours here, between anywhere 6, 8 o'clock, potentially making some landfall in areas like Charlotte County, so Port Charlotte or North Port, as it begins to push onto the peninsula. The thing we're going to be watching here for the development of this storm track is whether it's going to continue to push towards the east. That's the concern. We still have that cone on either side of the hurricane that you notice here. It's not gone. It doesn't mean this track is confirmed. What it does mean is that the National Hurricane Center here and they've been analyzing this with the model data. This is sort of the most likely confirmed track. The models are they're agreeing much more now about the exact track of the storm. However, there is always some variability. For example, we were waiting for the upper level winds to kick in to see what they would do in terms of their interaction with the storm. So now keeping the winds on the order of about 120 to 125 miles per hour. Those are sustained winds. Gusts will reach up to 150 miles per hour. That is Category 4 wind gusts with this. If we take a look at the wind forecast, you can see here the winds initially out of the northeast. That's because they are ahead of the storm or at the top of the storm. As they begin to advance, the winds will turn more towards the east. You'll see those wind speeds really picking up, though, as we get towards the center and backside of that storm. If you take a look here, Fort Myers tomorrow around 9 o'clock in the evening, we'll see winds at 112 miles per hour. The purple zone there is indicating the most intense wind field that we'll be seeing from that. And we're talking, again, hurricane force winds for the entire southern portion of the state. And then as that begins to advance, you'll notice that we'll see the winds beginning. We'll see those winds beginning to diminish as, okay. So we see those winds beginning to diminish as we get through Monday morning. And then as they begin to diminish, notice though that the winds still stay at the, so you'll notice that the winds actually still stay into the tropical force strength. So tropical winds are remaining with this storm once it passes as we get into the latter part of Monday, and it's still going to remain breezy as we get into Tuesday as well. So really seeing this as a very big wind event. We're going to be seeing, of course, lots of rain, 10 to 20 inches in southwestern Florida. Storm surge, 10 to 15 feet, and that is basically going, from the most southern tips of our area up towards areas like Captiva, 10 to 15 feet, and then from Captiva up towards Manatee County on the order of 6 to 10 feet for the storm surge. Of course, we have lots of coastal inlets. We have estuaries and so on with the rivers, and that can extend inland. So It certainly is going to be a big concern for us. Here we can see the winds, and this is the effect of the storm surge that most people are not aware of. So it's going to give you an idea of what's happening when the wind pushes that water on shore. So it's not from the low pressure of the storm. Some people think that's the case. It's actually the winds creating a bulge or a push of water on shore. And what happens is, of course, the winds are relentless because it is sustained wind. So as that begins to bring that water on shore with a Category 1, we see, the lowest level of the storm surge. But once you get into areas like Category 2, Category 3, which you're seeing that sea level rise of, higher levels. So what will happen, of course, is that the water continually pushes in. It's not like it sort of pushes in and then it recedes. It actually pushes inland and remains inland as long as the wind is blowing on shore. So here's the normal sea level. You can see sea heights getting up to about 6 feet. As we get into the Category 2 and 3, the sea heights get even higher than that. And you'll notice that it's basically flooding the first floor of the house at this point in time with those winds. As you get into the higher, when you're talking 12 feet plus, you can see here the house is basically entirely inundated and underwater. Now, what's important, what you're not seeing there, of course, is that there are waves on top of that. And so those waves are only going to make the situation worse for folks. So if we're talking about 10 to 15 feet, that's what we're talking about there, 12 plus feet. And we've also been talking a lot about the fact, well, what is this 9-foot plus business? Basically, when they've done the survey of the region, they determined that no matter where you're at this given point, wherever you're standing, you're going to see the potential for 9 feet or greater. That's where the greater part comes in. So at the lowest level, you're talking 9 feet, and that's what you're getting.
And I know that you mentioned in your most recent, based on this most recent update from the National Hurricane Center, that the eye is kind of centered over Charlotte County right now. But we do have a viewer question.
Yes.
A woman named Cindy Ann has messaged us. She says this is her first hurricane. She's never been through something like this before. So she wants to know, she's in Arcadia in DeSoto County.
Yes.
She wants to know what kind of conditions she can expect.
Right. So the big thing that they're going to see there is the wind, because obviously they're inland. So they're talking about Category 3 winds, so 120, 125 miles an hour. We're going to see gusts beyond that, potential for tornado because the storm is tracking towards the west now. So in that northeast quadrant where you have the forward motion of the storm, you also have the winds blowing in the same direction. It's basically like math. You sort of add those together and the intensity gets that much stronger. So there is the potential for that. The tornadoes will be isolated. They will be weak. They're nothing like the tornadoes you see out in the Midwest or in Tornado Alley, but there's still the potential for that. And then, of course, the rain, 10 to 20 inches. So likely, Cindy, is that Cindy's name? Mm-hmm. Cindy, you're probably not used to that much rain coming down at once. Most of us in Florida are used to the intense rainfall, from a passing thunderstorm. Mm-hmm. It's brief, but here we're talking about lots of rain coming down very quickly. Cindy, this is our rainy season in Florida. The ground's already wet. There's lots of water out there already. It's got nowhere to go. It's going to pile up. So local areas will definitely see flooding from this. So don't be surprised. And a lot of us tend to live near water features, even inland, near rivers, lakes, creeks.
Those are the nice spots, the beautiful views.
Even those little apartment ponds, those are just as easily able to flood into homes and yards with all this rain that we're going to see.
And they do.
And I remembered we were talking earlier about, you mentioned the tornado issue, and something with a hurricane that you had mentioned a bit ago that I want to make sure our viewers really understand is it's tough to kind of see these tornadoes coming because of all the rain. They're covered in rain, so you don't really know when you're going to have one. If it's a dry day, it's kind of easier to spot it from a distance. But with all this rain that we're expecting too.
You've often heard of, as well, Derek has talked about this, with the winds blowing, it sounds like a freight train. So with tornadoes in the Midwest, people will often say, well, the wind sounded like, I knew the tornado was coming because I could hear it. Mm-hmm. However, here, unfortunately, the wind, and I don't think a lot of people understand, sustained wind means the wind is blowing constantly at that speed. It's not just a puff. It's just a momentary puff of, that wind was 120. It's blowing at that speed constantly. You won't hear anything. So you can't even hear the tornado winds because they're embedded in the winds of the hurricane. And so that's the problem with the tornadoes. Again, the issue here is, it's going to be isolated. We're not talking about widespread tornadic activity. It's going to be isolated at that. We did have one reported today in Broward County that was confirmed. And so that's what will happen is we'll see the potential for the storms. And basically how it works is with the winds blowing And the storm, if you have winds blowing to the north, but then they're curving towards the northwest, that creates the rotation that's needed in the storm to generate the tornado. So we'll be possibly seeing some of that. You can see here, all of the red are the thunderstorms. So hurricanes, you may not know this as well, are basically made up of a whole bunch of thunderstorms that are all wrapped together around this area of low pressure. And you can see the intense rainfalls there beginning to come in, some of those bands, the outer bands, larger outer bands. And of course, that rainfall is really going to pick up as we get towards the center of the eye of the storm. So that's only going to pick up. So, Cindy, what you will notice is tonight through tomorrow, you're going to have periods of rain. It's going to lighten up a bit. The winds will pick up. They'll die down a bit. But then eventually, as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and early tomorrow evening, those winds are going to intensify, and they're going to remain steady as the hurricane passes through. So folks into the inland areas, you're really going to be dealing with lots of wind here, lots of rain. Don't have to worry about the storm surge stuff, but you still have to worry about localized flooding.
We did just get another viewer email. I know that we've been kind of flooded with these, no pun intended, I guess I should say. But Anna Marie Heinzman is asking, will there be flooding in Lehigh Acres? How much? I know it's tough for you to give, personalized forecasts, so we're kind of doing the best that we can to get everyone all the information they want to know. Mm-hmm. But, she is asking about Lehigh Acres and what they should expect to see as far as flooding there.
Absolutely. So if you are in higher elevation areas, then the good news is that, of course, water is like all other things. It runs downhill. Gravity plays a role here. And so for folks there, if we take a look here, we do have some of the rainfall. You can see what will happen is low-lying areas. For those of us who live in Florida, in your neighborhood, oh, yeah, that's the place that always floods. That's what will happen when the hurricane passes. So you can take a look here. You can see what kind of rainfall amounts we're going to be getting with this as we get through the forecast period here. And with that rainfall, it's going to be low-lying areas. So if there's a particular street in your neighborhood that will flood, then that is going to be the case. If you're up on, again, on the higher elevation area, maybe not into your yard, so to speak, but if you're driving down the street and there's that creek or that particular water feature that will fill up with water, that's exactly what will happen. So you can expect maybe your neighborhood will be dry, but as you're maybe trying to go somewhere, once the storm has passed, you may notice that there's still some localized flooding out there.